In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 4 steps to build your online empire in 2023 and beyond. Okay, now I'm not talking from theory. These are the exact 4 steps that I've been doubling down on since 2018, and you could kind of say going back to 2017 as well, although in a slightly different format. Okay, these are the 4 steps to follow for anybody that's trying to build the online game for themselves, wants to get started in it, maybe doesn't know the next steps to follow. As far as I'm concerned, this is the path, and this is what you need to rinse and repeat over and over and over every single day, every single week, every single month, every single quarter, year after year. And if you do that and you keep taking on new challenges and you keep leveling up, you're going to be able to do some pretty amazing things. Okay, stepping out onto the balcony here on the Gold Coast in Australia today. It is a beautiful, beautiful day, summer, but not too hot. It's really, really nice. There's a bit of a breeze, so I figured we'd jump out onto the balcony and talk about this one. I actually wrote a post in my Facebook group about this morning, and I think it gives people a good amount of clarity about the big picture. And it's funny, people think they need tactics, they think they need strategy, and there's a part of that that's important, but most people kind of know the little steps and stuff that they need to take, right? Like, I need to get traffic, I need to make offers, I need to sell stuff, all that kind of stuff. But it's the bigger picture about where are we going? Like, what's the point of all of this? And how does one thing fit into another thing in the grand scheme of things that I think people struggle with? And as someone who's been doing this for years and in the grand scheme of things has done it pretty well, I think I can provide some clarity for yourself, okay? So let's dive into this, all right? I shared a video, my last video, talking about how I left the corporate job. So that kind of shared my story a little bit. So I won't rehash all of that, but I might need to touch on parts of it in terms of these 4 steps. Okay, so the very, very first thing is content and community. Okay, content and community are going to be the audience that you build for your brand. Okay, content being YouTube, your Facebook profile, TikTok, those types of places. Community being the next level in, the people that watch your videos, the people that see your short form videos, the people that hear your podcast, and they say, hey, that's interesting, I want to know a little bit more. And they enter their email and they join your list, they join your Facebook group, right? Links for mine below. That's community. That's that next layer in, okay? That's the very, very first thing that we want to keep building every single day, okay? Now here's the trick. You build it around your own name. The reason we do this is because our business is going to evolve. The markets and the sub-markets that we serve are going to evolve. Our products are going to evolve. And if we build it as a personal brand, that facilitates us doing that. It facilitates us shifting markets, shifting products, and people will continue to follow along because that personal element, they're interested in your journey, they're interested in what you know, they're interested in your story and seeing what happens, right? It's kind of like watching a movie or a TV show. They're interested in seeing how you evolve, seeing when you win, seeing when you fail, if you are willing to share that with people. And so you build it as a personal brand and you create content and you build a community every single day of people who are following along for the ride. Okay, that's the very, very first thing that we need to do. And that all begins on one platform, right? The very first place I started publishing my personal brand was a Facebook group, and I've still got that group, right? So my platform was Facebook. Yours could be YouTube, it could be TikTok, it doesn't matter. Pick one, start publishing consistently, right? That could be daily, it could be a couple of times a week. Find your cadence and stick to it, and start building a content portfolio for your brand so that you can grow a community, all right? That's the very, very first step. And we want to keep doing that, and we want to keep chipping away at that every single day. Over time, that will compound, and your audience will go from a couple of hundred to a couple of thousand to a couple of tens of thousands. And some of you know, if you really blow up, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions. My audience isn't massive, but it's been very, very profitable because of strategic nurturing and understanding how to actually monetize a brand, which we're going to get into. So that's the first thing. The second thing is products, okay? This is where you can really build up some leveraged income, okay? And in the way we do things, these are digital products. This is gonna be taking what you know, the things you've done, the results you've achieved, the people that you've helped, and productizing that knowledge, okay? So when I first started my Facebook group, that was off the back of a year of blogging, and I'd made 15 grand, okay? Now, 15 grand's not changing anybody's life in the long term, but there was people out there who hadn't done that and they wanted to know how I did it. And that's what the group was all about. I was just sharing that stuff that I learned, and people were interested in it. And what that did is it fueled me to go out there and learn more, to go out there and experiment more, to achieve more things, to accomplish more things, to win more awards, to rack up bigger results, to learn new strategies. And I kept bringing them back to my audience, right? And I kept doing that, and I monetized through different affiliate products at the time. And that eventually evolved into my own digital products about the things that I'd done, the awards that I'd won, the strategies that I'd learned and mastered, the strategies that I'd helped other people implement. That became the product. So that's the first layer of monetization, which is a second step in our 4 that we are talking about, is productizing what you know and what you're learning along the way. And it doesn't need to be massive stuff, right? It doesn't need to be massive stuff. I've got a client who focused on growing his Twitter, right? And over a couple of months, he went from 0 to 10,000, boom, digital product. There's people out there who want to know that stuff. You know things that they don't. You've done things that they haven't done. So we productize that. Okay, so that's the second layer. The third layer is advice, consulting, either one-to-one or in a leverage fashion or both. And so what we're doing there in the second phase that we spoke about, we're really selling information, but not so much support. In the third phase is where the support kicks in, and we consult and we give direction and we give customization and we tailor the feedback to the individual and their situation, and the price is higher. It reflects the fact that we're investing our time and our energy into them as an individual. Okay, that's where you build up a consulting and advisory practice around the things that you've done, around the things that you can help other people do. But it's higher prices. We're talking 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K. Depending on the outcomes that you help people achieve, depending on the size and the scale of the things you help people do, you charge accordingly. So off the back of our products, which are off the back of our content and our community, we build advisory, we build consulting, okay? And that's where you really start to juice up your profits, because you're selling higher ticket stuff. So that's step 3, all right? And then step number 4, we take all the profits from that and we invest it. There's 2 ways we can do this. 1, we reinvest it back into the business itself. We reinvest it back into growing content, growing our reach, growing our community, right? Building bigger and better products, improving the systems behind our consulting and advisory. We can reinvest it into the business that way. We can also reinvest it into the business in terms of mentors and learning new stuff and expanding our knowledge base. That's one way we can do it. The other thing we can invest it in is more traditional investments. And that's where you start building wealth and building up your investment portfolio. That may start really small. You could start with a couple of $100, a couple of $1,000, then it's tens of thousands, then it's hundreds of thousands. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And that's the online game. That's as far as we play it. Each day we're chipping away, growing the audience, growing the community through content, creating products, refining products, selling advice and advisory and consulting services, and then taking the outcomes of that, the benefits of that, the cash flow from that, and reinvesting it to continue to improve the business. And then outside of that, investing it into other things as well. Okay, so if you're playing the online game, hopefully that helps. They're the 4 things. Show up each day and do those over years, and you'll crush it. If you want to subscribe, give the video a like, head to jacobcaris.com. That'd be much appreciated. I'm gonna go enjoy this beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.